जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा, 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 देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्। शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते, शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते, शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते, शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते, पतिपुरीश्वर पाहि मां, पतिपुरीश्वर पालय मां, पतिपुरीश्वर पालय मां, पतिपुरीश्वर पालय मां, देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्। जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा, गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा, देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्। शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते, शिव शम्भो कैलासपते, पतिपुरीश्वर पालय मां, पतिपुरीश्वर पालय मां, देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्, देवादिदेवा जननी कृपा करो अम्बे, कृपा करो अम्बे, जननी कृपा करो अम्बे, जननी कृपा करो अम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, जननी 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 कृपा करो अम्बे, कृपा करो अम्बे, माता महेश्वरी मंगलकारिणी अम्बे, माता महेश्वरी मंगलकारिणी अम्बे, माता महेश्वरी मंगलकारिणी अम्बे, माता महेश्वरी मंगलकारिणी अम्बे, मंगलकारिणी त्रिपुरेश्वरी जगदम्बे, मंगलकारिणी त्रिपुरेश्वरी जगदम्बे, मंगलकारिणी त्रिपुरेश्वरी जगदम्बे, मंगलकारिणी त्रिपुरेश्वरी जगदम्बे, अभयदायिनी अमृतभाषिणी अम्बे, अभयदायिनी अमृतभाषिणी अम्बे, अभयदायिनी अमृतभाषिणी अम्बे, अभयदायिनी अमृतभाषिणी अम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, जननी जय जगदम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, जननी 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 कृपा करो अम्बे, कृपा करो अम्बे, साई जननी जय जगदम्बे, जननी 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 कृपा करो अम्बे, माता महेश्वरी मंगलकारिणी अम्बे, माता महेश्वरी मंगलकारिणी अम्बे, मंगलकारिणी त्रिपुरेश्वरी जगदम्बे, अभयदायिनी अमृतभाषिणी अम्बे साई जननी जय जगदम्बे जननी 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 कृपा करो अम्बे
Invoking the blessings of the Almighty, respected elders, distinguished guests, and participants from around the world, welcome to day 73 of the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival here at Sathya Grama. We take this opportunity to welcome our esteemed guest, Mr. Amitabh Chaudhary, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Axis Bank. This morning, following the successful completion of the 16-week Shiva Puja, worship at the Uma Maheshwara temple, Sadhguru proceeded to the centenary block. Abhishekam and Puja were offered to the 21-foot statue of Lord Dhanvantari. The statue, made of Panchaloha, weighs 5 tons and has been specially crafted and procured from Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu. Lord Dhanvantari, who is an incarnation of Mahavishnu, stands as a symbol of universal health and well-being. The statue will soon be established atop the centenary hospital building, assuring the world of accessible and affordable health care to all in need. Leadership is the art of manifesting vision into action. A true leader looks beyond the moment, guiding others with clarity and steadfast purpose. The One World, One Family Global Leadership Award honors such exceptional individuals who transform challenges into possibilities and inspire others through their dedication, courage, and values. This evening, we are honored to present the One World, One Family Global Leadership Award to Mr. Amitabh Chaudhary, a visionary leader with over 38 years of experience across banking, insurance, IT, and investment banking. Mr. Chaudhary has redefined the landscape of modern banking in India. Since taking charge of Axis Bank in 2019, he has led its transformation into a digitally driven, customer-centric, and future-ready financial institution, expanding inclusion, strengthening governance, and driving innovation at every level. An alumnus of BITS Pilani and IIM Ahmedabad, his career spans leadership roles at Bank of America, Credit Lyonnais, Infosys BPO, where his strategic foresight and people-first leadership have consistently created lasting value. Under his stewardship, Axis Bank has achieved industry-leading growth, pioneered sustainable finance practices, and advanced financial access across the nation. May we request Sadhguru to present the One World, One Family Global Leadership Award to Mr. Amitabh Chaudhary. We request Mr. Chaudhary to deliver his acceptance speech.
Good evening, Sadhguru, respected dignitaries, fellow leaders, friends, and builders of a better tomorrow. I had imagination of this campus in this place, and I'm just truly taken aback by what I really saw when I actually went through the campus and the short tour I did. Sadhguru, you have built an incredible institution here, and it's with deep humility and gratitude that I accept the Global Leadership Award at the World Cultural Festival 2025. to be recognized on this stage in the presence of students, professionals, doctors, patrons, and devotees from over 100 countries, both here in person and watching live, is as much a personal honor as it is a moment of reflection for me. Well, every time I speak on this universal topic, leadership, because you do get invited to talk about leadership, the instant realization is, every time, I don't know enough about the topic and can never know. Every time I reflect on what to say, I discover new facets of leadership, and it always makes me wonder how much more can be done by each one of us as leaders. The history of the world has been shaped by remarkable leaders, people with vision, passion, courage, and determination to change the world. We have an example in front of us in the form of Sadhguru. We have examples like Abraham Lincoln, who united a country torn by civil war, Mahatma Gandhi, who stood for peace and strength, Mother Teresa, whose kindness rekindled hope in the poor and the destitute, and say Nelson Mandela, who brought in equality and justice. Each one stood for something unique that changed the world forever. I can keep going on and on with the best examples of leadership throughout history and what it has done for mankind. But the question to ask is, what does leadership mean in the world today? What is more connected than ever before, yet more challenged and fragmented than we can possibly imagine? What are the social implications of leadership today? We live in an age of deep global interconnectedness. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us that a virus in one corner of the world could impact the entire world very, very quickly. Climate change reminds us daily that borders are irrelevant to rising seas and burning forests. And yet, despite this shared vulnerability, our systems, economic, political, and cultural, often, and even more so now, reward isolation over integration. We are drowning in information and conflict, but starving for wisdom and direction. We also live in an era of deep frustration, with institutions that feel slow, with systems that feel rigged, and with complexities that have no easy answers. And in this cauldron of frustration, a certain kind of leader often thrives. The leader who promises to break things down and disrupt harmony to bring in new solutions and possibilities. Think of the rise of some of the leaders across the world today. Destructive forces that promise solutions through wars, threats, and even lies. This is what they rely on. It's like a wrecking ball. It's visceral, it's vengeful, and it speaks to an innate desire to tear down whatever isn't working in your favor. But here is the failure of this leadership model. A wrecking ball can never build a future. It can only demolish the past. We have seen the fallout of transactional leadership play out across global crises on a day-to-day basis. The ongoing trade wars, sparked by impulsive tariff decisions, have disrupted supply chains and strained long-standing international relationships. Me, mine, and myself is all that seems to matter today. And when I look at what Sadhguru is saying about we, it's such a stark difference. In Ukraine, ceasefire negotiations remain stalled, mired in mistrust and geopolitical brinkmanship. In Gaza, fragile peace efforts are undermined by short-term deals that lack long-term vision or a solution or justice. The legacy of such leadership is not a renewed system, but a landscape of rubble, broken trust, fractured alliances, and a culture of perpetual conflict. I want to just take a very small example here. I don't know whether you recall, during the European refugee crisis in 2015, when almost 1.3 million migrants came to Europe requesting asylum, Angela Merkel stood up differently. Faced with the arrival of these displaced people, many fleeing war and persecution, she chose sympathy or empathy over expediency. Her declaration, "We can do this," wasn't just a slogan, it was a moral stance. At a time, Merkel was widely criticized for her stance both within the country and by other European leaders, with strong political and social backlash challenging her decision. However, she resisted the populist pressure, applied and upheld humanitarian values, and reminded Europe of its shared responsibility. Her leadership was grounded in principle, pragmatism, and compassion. And compassion is something that Sadhguru also talks about. Now, a decade later, we see how that one tough but positive decision helped salvage thousands of lives and thousands of families, albeit with initial struggles and a lot of political consequences. Of course, that does not mean that she's not hated in Germany today for allowing so many refugees as many have struggled to integrate with the society. People point to this large influx as one of the key reasons for emergence of a rightist Alternate for Germany party. However, this does not prove that the call that she took was not right. Yes, it led to unintended consequences too, but that's what, in my mind, differentiates a good leader. They take responsibility for the situation and stand tall in the face of adversity. Where the wrecking ball breaks and destroys, the architect lays foundations for the future. So you may ask, what defines true leadership and how do real architects work? In a dynamic world, leaders have to be constantly vigilant about what works well and what doesn't. One of the most essential leadership skills in my mind and during these times is synthesis and integration, adaptability. In a complex world, solutions may not always be in black and white, right or wrong. Leaders need to be open, flexible, ready to test, integrate and merge options to find the right solutions. I'll explain this in more detail. Today, every leader, regardless of sector or geography, is navigating fundamental fractures that define our age. One example is the conflict between the algorithm and the human heart. Algorithms optimize for engagement, efficiency, and scale, and they've really needed to. They reduce people to data points, behaviors to metrics, but our teams are not spreadsheets, they are human. They crave connection, purpose, and meaning. Leaders who are integrators understand this. They don't let the algorithm run the company. They use data for informed decisions, but they temper it with empathy, ethical judgment, and lived wisdom. They ask not just, is this efficient, but what does this do to our people and culture? Another fracture is between balance and burnout. We live in a world that glorifies relentless productivity, yet we are witnessing an epidemic of exhaustion. The integrator leader refuses this false binary. They don't celebrate burnout by demanding unsustainable hours, nor do they settle for mediocrity. Instead, they cultivate a culture of ownership and responsibility, which is what you're doing here in this institution, and the work flows, and the work follows, and the people just do what they want to do, because there is compassion behind it. They prove that a well-rested, at the same time a focused team with compassion is not only smarter, but also more innovative and resilient. A third fracture is between the anchor and the sail. In turbulent times, some demand the anchor, stability, tradition, the comfort of what's familiar. Others demand the sail, agility, disruption, the thrill of constant change, speed and engagement. The keel is invisible underwater, but it is what allows the sail to catch the wind without capsizing the vessel. These leaders create a foundation of core values and purpose, the keel, while empowering the teams to adopt, experiment, and innovate, the sails that propel you faster. So both are possible, but with the right leader. There are countless such issues that arise on a day-to-day basis in this chaotic, volatile, ever-changing world, and leaders or integrators usually make the most effective decisions by blending the best options possible. This, I believe, is the kind of leadership that our world needs today. Not the wrecking ball, but the architect. Not the hardliner, but the integrator. Not the loudest voice, but the clearest vision. Additionally, leaders need to sharpen and hone others' essential traits that make leaders what they are. Communication is fundamental. Leaders must convey their vision clearly and listen intently to diverse perspectives. Authenticity and purpose define great leaders. People crave for leaders who are genuine, transparent, and driven by a mission which is larger than themselves. Needless to say, successful leaders demonstrate integrity and accountability at all times, setting high ethical standards and taking responsibility for outcomes. Along with all these super skills, leaders need resilience. It isn't just about enduring challenges, but learning from them constantly. These leadership lessons are not abstract ideals, they are deeply personal. In my own journey through financial services and technology, I've seen how institutions can be engines of social transformation and harmony, while on the other hand, how easily they can become disconnected from the communities they serve. The integrated is needed here too, one who can balance innovation with inclusion, growth with equity, and ambition with empathy. I have realized that what gives meaning to the mundane work that we do day in and day out is purpose. Not just your own, but the collective purpose of the group, the institution, or the organization. It impacts lives positively, and individuals transcend to become real-life heroes. Challenges become opportunities for a better future. So I very strongly believe leadership today must go beyond traditional definitions of success. It must be anchored in impact that transcends performance metrics and speaks to something deeper and more enduring. And it is such a delight to see something like that happen as we speak today in the grounds we are sitting in. It must be reflected in the lives we uplift, in the trust we cultivate across communities, and in the harmony we help nurture in an increasingly complex and divided world. The true measure of leadership in my mind is its ability to bridge divides, foster dignity, and leave behind a legacy of inclusion, compassion, and purpose. India offers a compelling lens through which to understand this evolving nature of social impact leadership. Across the country and beyond, we are witnessing a quiet revolution led not just by governments, but by foundations, institutions, and communities committed to serve beyond self. As a banker, I'm often asked, what does finance have to do with social impact and harmony? My answer is simple: everything. Finance is not bloodstream of society. If it flows equitably, it nourishes growth. If it pools in the hands of a few, it breeds resentment. Social impact leadership in finance means designing product services that also serve the underdeserved, investing in climate resilience and green infrastructure, and building trust through transparency and ethical governance. That is something which we are trying to create in Axis Bank too. Just to let you know, I was sharing with Sadhguru that we have Mission to Million, supporting small farmers, landless workers, youth, and persons with disabilities across 23,000 villages. Now we have a Mission 4 Million, where we are expanding our commitment to develop sustainable livelihood programs to 4 million families by 2031. So as we gather here, leaders, seekers, change makers, I leave you with this thought: in a world more connected, more challenged, and more hopeful than ever before, let us choose to lead not with force, but with purpose, not with division, but with unity, not with chaos, but with meaning. I will end my remarks with a poem named Invictus. Many of you must have heard about it. It means unconquered, written by William Ernst Henley about the resilience of human spirit in the face of adversity. The poem is famous for how it inspired leaders across continents. Nelson Mandela recited the poem to fellow prisoners. Winston Churchill quoted the poem in a speech during World War II. A film has also been made around the poem. So let me just read it and end my remarks. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond the place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you once again for this honor, and have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chaudhary, for accepting the award and for your wonderful insights on true leadership and ideal leaders. Mr. Chaudhary has to leave due to a prior commitment, and we are grateful for his gracious presence today. As we journey through the many facets of human development and well-being, one of the fundamental pillars that sustains both the body and mind is nutrition. It is said that we are what we eat, as food consumed shapes our thoughts, ideas, and behavior. A balanced diet with the right kind of food consumed in the right quantity and at the right time is both nourishing and therapeutic. This evening, as part of the Know Your Mission segment, we have Mrs. Vidya Balakrishnan, Senior Nutritionist, who will share more details on the Department of Nutrition and Dietetics at Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. With over 2 decades of experience in the field of yoga and heading the wellness department of various institutions, Mrs. Vidya joins Sri Sathya Sai Sarala Memorial Hospital as a senior nutritionist and health counselor in 2021. After graduating in nutrition and dietetics, she went on to pursue yoga therapy and naturopathy in her master's. Mrs. Vidya Balakrishnan, please.
Offering my humble pranams to the lotus feet of our beloved Swami. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Sai Ram. Hands that serve are holier than the lips that pray. This is a real testament for our Department of Nutrition. We serve with our hands by the prayer in our lips. The Bhagavad Gita chant from the chapter 5, all of us know. The last word, Samadharshinaha. Swami in 2021 gave us a working model for Samadharshinaha. It was an operational efficacy meeting. We met Swami in Sarala block. We went with a proposal to Swami, asking Swami, we are serving the staffs. We are serving, of course, our patients. We are serving our guests. Can we downsize or not serve our attenders? Can we request them to go out and eat? Swami asked a very profound question. How different are you from the attender? Silence prevailed. Swami then went on explaining, you are here to attend the patient. The attender is also here to attend the patient. How can I differentiate when I'm serving 3 freshly cooked meals for all of you and not the attender? This is the working model of Samadharshinaha for our department. Truly, till today, we joyously serve all a patient with this thought. Our key service area, customized nutritional intervention. This is our core competency. We serve about 2,000 inpatient and we serve about 3,000 outpatient every month. We curate therapeutic diets for inpatient and outpatient every day. These are some of the samples that we give as handouts in their regional language, either as hard copy or as a soft copy. Research involvement. Currently, we are involved in Sure efficacy in rural area with NIN, that is National Institute of Nutrition, and also Sure efficacy in pregnant ladies in OBG department, and also nutritional intervention in palliative care. These are the current research involvement from our department. Nutrition on wheels. We join hands with community medicine in going to the rural areas, in training ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers, and also we train the attenders and patients in the public health centers for the importance of nutrition in their area. Academics. This is very close to us, Swami. We train medical students, nursing students, allied health students in the importance of nutrition in hospital and also for them personally. Students are very encouraged to participate in showcasing the awareness of nutrition in the hospital by fireless cooking and other practical classes that happens in the hospital. OJS. This is a wellness program that is happening, that is now curated for our CSR partners, where nutrition, yoga, and naturopathy is combined and it is taken to the CSR partners either in-house or online. Utsaha Sabha. This is celebrating milestones. Championing our 5 C's and 5 D's, we recognize our team members who have worked with us and who are working with us, who has championed in 5 C's and 5 D's of Swami, and we give them a token of love every quarter. This is encouraging them to balance and learning and flexibility in their work. Food service management. This is a spine of our department. We serve about 8,500 meals per month. This is only the patient count. We serve more than this number for attenders, staffs, and our guests. This is not possible without Annapurna Kitchen, our heartfelt gratitude to Brother Ravi and his team. We recently renovated our patient kitchen to keep up NABH norms. Thank you for our senior management in giving this kitchen ready in a turnaround time of just 2 weeks. This is a small team, but united in his mission. We are in capital V. Vidya Ashimo heading the department, myself Vidya Balakrishnan, and Varsha sister, who keeps our department youth and young. This is we of 16 of us in the family serving Swami's mission, and every patient and every attender today we serve, we consider him as he. So this is our transformation from I to we to he. This is a small video clipping of our dietary assistant who has come from Arunachal Pradesh. Her name is Nirmala.
मेरा नाम निर्मला छेत्री है। मैं अरुणाचल प्रदेश से आई थी। जब मैं गांव से आई थी तो बहुत सारा लोन था मेरा और हस्बैंड का भी काम सही तरह से नहीं हो रहा था उसे, वो भी बीमार थे वो। फिर इधर आने के बाद काम ढूंढते इधर हमको काम मिला। ये काम करते करते मेरा लोन भी क्लियर हो गया। हम अपने बच्चे को गांव में छोड़ के आए थे, छोटे बच्चे को। फिर उससे मैं 3 साल दूर रह गई। अभी इधर मेरे बेटे को 12वीं के तन में उसको इधर एडमिशन मिला है। अब मेरा बेटा इधर पढ़ाई कर रहे, अच्छे से पढ़ाई कर रहे और हम फैमिली साथ में। अब मेरा हस्बैंड का भी इधर ट्रीटमेंट हुआ था, 1-1.5 महीना इधर ही एडमिशन हुआ उसका, अच्छे से ट्रीटमेंट हुआ इधर। सब ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया, हमारे मैडम ने, सब ने, हमारे डिपार्टमेंट सब ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया था मुझे। तो अभी तो मेरा हस्बैंड भी ठीक है, हस्बैंड भी अच्छे से काम कर रहा है। अब हमारा लाइफ अच्छे से चल रहा है, हम बहुत खुश है इधर काम करके। सब स्वामी का दया है, सब स्वामी ने किए है, वो तो हमारे भगवान है।
This is the true transformation. The girl you're seeing in this photo is Insha Ramanya. Duty without love is deplorable. Duty with love is desirable. Love without duty is divine. During our cardiac camp in the year 2022, we had a lot of children who have a variety of dietary requirements, and we catered to them. One such day, during Swami's visit to the children's ward, he came across a little girl, Insha Ramanya. Swami approached the child and asked her, "What do you like to eat?" The child maintained silence, staring up to Swami with small tears stuck into her eyes. Swami yet again, with a smile, asked her, "What do you like to eat?" Unlike the first time, she replied, "Gopi Manchurian." When Swami exited the room, he called us and he told, "Get her Gopi Manchurian. Just check with the doctor how much she can eat and please get her." Then Swami told us, she might not remember the doctor who operated on her. She might not remember the nurse who attended on her, but she will remember the food that you serve to her, because food is an emotion. Till today, Insha Ramanya remembers us as Gopi Manchurian aunties whenever she comes here for a review. So this is Swami for us teaching food for thought. The heart of our journey from prehab to rehab. Nutrition is not about only feeding the body. It's about nourishing faith, patience, and gratitude. We have a video about our patient Sujay, who traveled with us from prehab to rehab.
నమస్కారం, నా పేరు ఎంసీజే. నాకు రీసెంట్గానే సర్జరీ అయింది. సర్జరీ అయిన తర్వాత ఏం తినేకి అవ్వట్లేదు మళ్ళీ. అసలు నాకు తింటే వామిట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఆ టైంలో కూడా న్యూట్రిషన్ మేడం వాళ్ళు హెల్ప్ చేసి ఈ టైంకి తీసుకొని ఇది ఏదైతే నాకు చేరుతుందో అది మాత్రమే నాకు చేరుస్తూ ఆ టైం తగ్గట్టు అన్నీ ఇస్తూ నన్ను ఇట్లా కూర్చోబెట్టారు.
ఇక్కడ మా అబ్బాయి, మా తమ్ముడు సుజయ్ అని 2 months బ్యాక్ జూలైలో వచ్చాము. అప్పుడు విపుల్ సర్జరీ జరిగింది. ఇట్స్ మేజర్ సర్జరీ, 12 hour సర్జరీ జరిగింది. చాలా బాగా చేశారు, చాలా బాగా ట్రీట్ చేశారు. డిశ్చార్జ్ ఇంటికి వెళ్ళాము, అంతా ఓకే ఉంది. చిన్న స్మాల్ ఇన్ఫెక్షన్ వల్ల తర్వాత పిస్తుల్లా అండ్ కాలన్ సర్జరీ చేయవలసి వచ్చింది. ఈ గ్యాప్లో ఈ 2 monthsలో తను చాలా వెయిట్ లాస్ అయిపోయాడు. ఆల్మోస్ట్ 15 kgs వెయిట్ లాస్ అయిపోయాడు. సో దీని కారణంగా మళ్ళీ మేము హాస్పిటల్ రావడం జరిగింది. ఆఫ్టర్ సర్జరీ బిఫోర్ 9.6 ఉంది, 6.4. ఎంత బ్లడ్ మనకు బయట నుంచి మనం ఇన్పుట్ చేసినా కూడా తనకు బ్లడ్ లాస్ చాలా అయినది. బట్ ఈ టైంలో కూడా ఇంత ఎనర్జీగా కూర్చున్నాడు అంటే ఓన్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద న్యూట్రిషన్ ఫుడ్. తన కండిషన్ బిఫోర్ చాలా ఇదిగా ఉన్నది, బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఈజ్ ఓకే, వెరీ మచ్ ఓకే. వీఆర్ వెరీ మచ్ హ్యాపీ.
Every diet sheet becomes a prayer sheet. Every meal tray becomes an offering. And every patient is Swami himself. This is a journey of I to we to he. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Swami, without your Paravidya, this Paravidya is our paramedical thought and action. We just love all the Paravidya session for us to continue in this journey with courage. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and thank you our senior management for giving this opportunity to project this. Thank you.
As part of our celebrations, we take the opportunity to express our gratitude to our corporate partners whose indispensable support has enabled us to carry out our service programs. And this evening, we are pleased to confer the CSR Circle of Honor to Legrand Company. A global leader in electrical and digital infrastructure, the company operates in 90 countries, driving sustainable innovation. In India, its CSR focuses on education, skill development, environment, healthcare, and inclusion to empower communities. Over the last 2 years, the company has supported girls' higher education to the Each One Higher Educate One scholarship program. It has also supported the installation of a 55 kilowatt solar power system at the University Girls Campus in Muddenahalli, promoting sustainability. In the healthcare field, Legrand has contributed high-quality electrical equipment to the upcoming 600-bedded Centenary Block, advancing healthcare infrastructure. Representing Legrand Company, this evening we have Mr. Biswajit Chakrabarti, Vice President South at Legrand, India, and Ms. Abida Anis, Vice President CSR and Sustainability. We invite them both on stage to receive this honor. Mr. Biswajit Chakrabarti is a passionate engineer and impact-driven professional with over 33 years of experience with Legrand. Ms. Abida is an award-winning leader with over 30 years of experience driving impactful initiatives in education, healthcare, environment, and diversity across India. We request Ms. Abida Anis to share a few words with us.
Good evening, respected Sadhguruji, and good evening to all the ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you so much for this recognition. And on behalf of Group Legrand India, it's an honor for me to receive this felicitation from Even Events Foundation. I'm not talking much about what we do in CSR because we believe in action rather than talking. So our collaboration with the Even Foundation has been a meaningful journey. It's a more than journey, I would say it's a shared purpose and vision what we have. So, and it's also a true reflection of our deep commitment to empower girls through education and providing quality healthcare access to the community we serve, and more importantly, mitigating the climate change through sustainable actions. Apart from that, we definitely do for the disaster relief, skill development areas as well. So talking about the education, we started the collaboration with even just 2 years back, and it's definitely truly inspiring to see these young women gaining the confidence, faith, and direction, and opportunities through our joint efforts. And I dedicate this recognition to these young individuals whom we have supported, because we truly believe they are the inspiration behind what we do. And I definitely would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the Even Foundation for the passionate and dedicated vision and what the kind of difference they are making in this world. And we really proud to be part of this, proud to be a small part of this change and transforming people's lives. So this recognition definitely inspiring us to continue our sustainable and impactful work, what we do through through our CSI initiative. And thank you once again for this great honor.
As part of the Global Cultural Festival, today we celebrate the Republic of Namibia, a land of striking beauty, diverse heritage, and unyielding spirit. Namibia derives its name from the Namib Desert, which means vast or endless. It is bound by the vast Atlantic Ocean on one side and the sweeping desert on the other. Namibia is home to a vibrant mosaic of cultures with more than 60 ethnic groups. Its commitment to environmental conservation is globally acclaimed, being one of the first countries in the world to enshrine the protection of nature within its constitution. This evening, we are honored to present the One World, One Family Global Humanitarian Award in the field of women and child empowerment to Ms. Verona Dupree, founder of the King's Daughters Foundation from Namibia. A leader and beacon of faith, Ms. Verona has dedicated her life to uplifting women and children through empowerment, education, and spiritual guidance. Through the King's Daughters Foundation, she has restored dignity, confidence, and purpose to countless lives across southern Africa, helping young women rediscover their self-worth and walk boldly in faith. Guided by divine principles of love and compassion, she believes that true transformation begins within. When the spirit is uplifted, the whole being follows. Under her leadership, the foundation continues to expand its impact through mentorship, outreach, and partnerships with local communities and faith-based organizations. We now invite Ms. Verona Dupree to kindly come on stage to receive the award, followed by her acceptance speech.
Good evening, Sadhguru. Respected dignitaries, honored guests, and my dear brothers and sisters. It is with profound gratitude and deep humility that I accept this Humanitarian Award to be recognized by the One World, One Family Foundation, an organization that stands for unity, service, and love in action. Is an honor that I hold close to my heart. My journey in humanitarian services has been inspired by one guiding belief that every person, regardless of their background or circumstances, deserves the chance to live with dignity, purpose, and hope. Through community upliftment, women's empowerment, and youth development initiatives, I have witnessed how the smallest of acts of kindness can restore confidence, rebuild lives, and reignite the human spirit. The One World, One Family Foundation embodies this truth so beautiful. Its vision that the world is one family reminds us that service is not merely an obligation, but a way of life. It's about recognizing the divine in one another, extending our hands in compassion, and working together to build a world rooted in love and inclusion. Through collaborative efforts with selfless individuals and partners who share this divine mission, we have worked to create safe spaces for women to rise, opportunities for youth to grow, and platforms for communities to thrive. Every outreach, every mentoring session, and every initiative has reaffirmed my faith that transformation begins when hearts unite in service. This award is not mine alone. It belongs to every volunteer who gives their time, every woman who has found her voice, every young person who has chosen to lead with courage, and every community that continues to stand together in resilience. It belongs to the One World, One Family Foundation, whose work continues to inspire unity and unconditional love across the globe. As I accept this award, I do so with renewed promise to keep serving with compassion, to keep empowering to those who feel unseen, and to keep building bridges of hope and humanity wherever I can. Thank you, Sadhguru, and thank you to the One World, One Family Foundation for your unwavering example of love in action and for reminding us that we are indeed one world and one family. I thank you.
We now have Ms. Helena Medina from Windhoek, Namibia, who will present on the culture, people, and spirit of her homeland. A graduate in accounting and finance, Ms. Helena is a full-time musician who shares the soul of Namibia through song and rhythm. Ms. Helena, please.
Good evening. With gratitude to Sadhguru Sai, it is an honor to speak about Namibia, a land of open skies, strong hearts, and quiet courage. We are humbled to be part of the One World, One Family World Festival, standing here as one human family. Namibia lies in the southwest of Africa, between the Atlantic Ocean and the deserts of the interior. It shares border with Angola, Zambia, Botswana, and South Africa. Though our land is mostly dry, our people are full of warmth, strength, and peace. Namibia has around 3 million people. The capital city is Windhoek. The land stretches from the cool Atlantic coast to hot inland plains and the vast Namib Desert, one of the oldest on Earth. Rain comes between December and April, and the rest of the year brings clear skies and quiet nights. The currency is the Namibian dollars, which moves together with the South African rand. 1 Namibian dollar is about 5.11 Indian rupees. The official language is English, but many people also speak Oshivambo, Afrikaans, and German. Etosha National Park is one of Namibia's greatest treasures. Here, animals like hartebeest, elephants, and giraffes roam freely across open plains, a reminder that nature and people share the same home. The Sossusvlei dunes rise high and red under the desert sun. These dunes are among the tallest in the world, showing how beauty can live even in the harshest places. Swakopmund sits the desert meets the sea. It is a place where people walk the beach in the morning fog and watch the sunset turn the sky gold. The Waterbrug Plateau is a wall of red rock and green bushland. It shelters wildlife and holds the memory of our history, a place of reflection and renewal. Epupa Falls, on the Kunene River near Angola, shows another side of Namibia. Flowing water, green valleys, and the laughter of children nearby. Namibia's people with gratitude for life and land. Faith, kindness, and perseverance shape daily living. Christianity is the main faith, but traditional beliefs, respect for ancestor, nature, and spirit remains part of who we are. Life teaches us that harmony with one another and with creation is real strength. Namibian food is simple and healthy. In the north, mahangu porridge, made from millet, is a daily meal. People also enjoy oshifima, a thick maize porridge eaten with green or beans. Vegetables like pumpkin, spinach, and beans are common, and fat-cooked, a small fried bread, is shared at gatherings. Clothing Namibia reflects our cultures and pride. Each outfit tells the story of the people. For example, Herero women wear white dresses inspired by 19th century gowns. Oshivambo women wear bright patterned, wrapped and head scarves. And San people wear natural clothing and beads made by hand. Namibia's arts and music are a reflection of endurance and creativity. Our rock paintings at Tweefel Fontaine are thousands of years old, carved by the San people. Drumming, dancing, and singing also are part of every celebration, reminding us that life must always be about shared humanity. People make baskets, pottery, and beadwork, keeping skills alive from generation to generation. Our big festivals include Independence Day, the Window Carnival, and the Oshakati Totem Festival. Christine Boma, a young sprinter, brought national pride to Namibia by winning an Olympic medal in Tokyo. Johanna Benson, a Paralympic athlete, made history as Namibia's first gold medalist. Both women show that discipline and courage can take a person far, even from a small nation. Namibia is a peaceful and democratic country, but we still face challenges. Drought and rising food prices affect many families, and young people continue to seek jobs. Many households remain vulnerable, yet access to clinics and schools is improving, and children are returning to classes after difficult years. The government and the local community work together to improve well-being. School feeding program is expanding. Mobile health clinics are reaching rural areas, and youth training centers are helping young people gain new skills. Across the country, many people serve quietly. The Namibian Red Cross supports families with food and water. Faith groups run schools and medical camps. Women's groups empower one another through farming, small businesses. Volunteers teach reading, help plant trees, and share food with those in need. Namibia is a country of open hearts and steady hands. We believe that true strength comes from unity, humility, and service. May the spirit of Namibia remind the world that peace begins with compassionate. Tangi unene, which means thank you very much.
We now pray to Sadhguru to bless us all with his benedictory message.
As we travel across the world, back and forth between the continents, it's a very interesting country that we have come across today of Namibia. It's largely a huge desert and one of the largest countries in Africa, yet it is very sparsely populated because of the desert and no rains and less of agriculture. Most of the people are confined to only a few cities. That is what I came to know about Namibia. But even in all these harsh conditions, people do live and they celebrate whatever life they have, and they celebrate whatever the gifts that they get from their country and from God. That is the true human spirit. It's not about how much we don't have in life, but it's about how much we have in life. That makes life a celebration. It's very easy to compare with people who have more than us and then worry and cry and complain about our lives. But the true human spirit lies in recognizing what we already have and then making the best of it and celebrating what we have. That is something that I learned from many of these African countries, where conditions are not that favorable, where probably the economies are not that great, where discrimination or inequality does exist, with the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer every day. Yet as I look at them, as I watch their music, their dance, their ceremonies, what really touches my heart is this idea of celebrating what we have instead of complaining about what we don't have. I believe this country was under Germans for a long time because it had a lot of diamonds, I was told. It is still one of the largest diamond producers, like many African countries. And those who came, colonized it, they of course became richer because of their businesses, but the people locally still struggled. And it happens to be so even today. The disparities, like most of the countries around the world, it does exist in this country too. Yet they are very spirited people, very resilient, and they look at what they have instead of worrying about what they don't have. That is how they can carry on with their lives. Something to learn from. I haven't traveled to Namibia, so there is very little that I know about it. This is all what I have read. However, when we meet people from different countries, we do feel that connection. And some of these basic values of that resilience, to be able to have courage in the face of adversity, to be able to march on, plow on, despite the odds and challenges stacked against these people, is something that inspires us every time. And like it was mentioned, it is the women who work very hard mostly. And they make their own groups and they work hard to raise their children, run their families. And that is very, again, encouraging and very inspiring about most of the African countries. So I hope someday we can go to Namibia. I'm not sure about how comfortable it would be there, but I believe it's a beautiful country and it has got a place, very strange place. It looks like we are on some other planet. It's a dried up area, a huge lake, and I believe that was a river or a lake a long time ago, where these dunes are there, you see. Those beautiful, huge sand dunes, one of the tallest dunes in the world. And that is where by the side there was a river or a lake or some water body which dried up. And till today, there are trees which are like dead trees standing there. It gives a very ghostly appearance. That is what I know about Namibia as of now. We also celebrated today the 16th Somavara or Monday that we were performing for the last few weeks. It was a sankalpa that we made that we would offer prayers to Lord Shiva and Parvati on every Monday for 16 consecutive Mondays. And today was the 16th Monday. All the prayers were performed at Uma Maheshwara Swami temple. And then with that blessings, we also went to do the puja for the statue of Lord Dhanvantari which just arrived. And that was performed too. And the statue will go up onto the building. As I said earlier, when I was in the US, I thought of the Statue of Liberty, which stands as an idea, a faith, a philosophy of equality and liberty and justice. So also this statue of Lord Dhanvantari stands for democratizing medicine as a right, not as a privilege. Everybody should have access to good quality, high quality health care at no cost as per the Indian tradition or at a cost that they can afford, but not like the way it is running today, like businesses. Lord Dhanvantari stands for that. He is an avatar of Vishnu who emerged from the churning of the ocean with the pot of Amrutam in his hand, over which everybody fought. You know the story. The demons and the gods, they all wanted Amrutam because Amrutam is something that is going to make them immortal. They'll live forever. So they all craved for that. And the deal was that when they churn the ocean, whatever comes out, they'll have to share. Because Devatas were incapable of churning the ocean by their own strength. They needed the support of the demons also. Only with their combined strength, they could churn the ocean and get all these priceless treasures. When Amrutam came, everybody wanted to have it. So they all lined up. The demons on one side, the gods on the other side. And everybody was supposed to get equal shares. Now, the gods did play foul here. We have to say that. Because they didn't want to give the Amrutam to the demons. Otherwise, Amrutam will make them powerful. However, they were right also. Because if power goes to the hands of wrong people, it destroys. If power is in the hands of the right people, it creates. So they did not want the power to get transferred to the demons. So then gods knew that the only things that demons can be attracted by is what Sri Ramakrishna Parahamsa says, Kamini and Kanchana. If a beautiful damsel comes, they will lose their moorings and they will simply follow whatever she does. Or if they get wealth, they get mad. So those people in this world who live on these principles for wealth and women means for women it is men it is women, whichever way. They are demons only of some kinds. They look like humans, but they are demons. So then Vishnu took the avatar of Mohini, a beautiful damsel. And she said, I would distribute the Amrutam to everybody equally. But that was not going to happen, knowing Vishnu. And he, in the form of Mohini, who was very beautiful, the demons lost their wisdom, their discrimination, and they were only staring at her face. And she would dance around, and she'll feed the Devatas and skip the demons. That is how she was managing, because these demons didn't even realize that they were not even getting the Amrutam. They were so lost with the beauty and enchanted by the beauty of Mohini, totally smitten and forgotten what about our Amrutam. They didn't ask. They were so lost. And meanwhile, she fed all the devatas, but this Rahu Ketu somehow managed to sit in the queue and got some bit of Amrutam. And so Vishnu took the form of Vishnu and he chopped off the head and so on. You know these things, they happen. So all that happened, and finally the Amrutam was the lot of the devatas so that they can live forever. So devatas don't die, that is the thing. They live in heaven or the higher dimensions. They continue to live on because they are here to support the world in which we live. They support us. As I was mentioning, Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva Dasyante Yajna Bhavita. When we perform pujas to devatas, they become happy and then they bless us with whatever we require. So that is their job. It is a partnership between humans and gods, this life. So we need them to do what we need to do. At the same time, we also have to offer our gratitude to the gods for what they are helping us with. That is why these pujas and rituals have been created. This is the basic faith behind it. But what is the stark contrast is that on one side we worship Lord Shiva Parvati, because from the same ocean came out halahala also, the poison, which would destroy the world and everybody. Nobody could bear it. While for Amrutam, everybody had lined up, including the demons and gods. But when the poison came, halahala, everybody ran away. Only Lord Shiva offered to drink it. Drink means hold it in his throat. Because nobody else would take it. And everything that came out of that ocean of Amrita Mantana has to be accepted. You can't reject it. Somebody has to accept it. It will be disrespect for the very process. So Lord Shiva took the poison, while all the devatas distributed the Amrutam, the elixir of immortality, amidst themselves. So I was thinking, there are two gods we went and worshipped today. One is Lord Shiva, who took the poison for the sake of saving everybody. On the other side is Lord Dhanvantari, who brought the Amrita Kalasham, the jar that contained the elixir of immortality. Two kinds of things we noticed today. And both are important because while Shiva's sacrifice for the sake of the world is unparalleled. We haven't heard of another story like that, where somebody risked his own life for the sake of everybody. And on the other side it is Amrita Kalasha Hasta, Dhanvantari, who brings health, longevity, vitality, immortality to people as a part of the hospital. So that is why in the hospital we have Dhanvantari, while in the temple we have Lord Shiva. And one day I had a very interesting meditative conversation with Lord Shiva, where I told him, you did so much for the people, you drank the poison. He corrected me. I did not drink the poison, I held the poison in my throat. If I drank, if I had swallowed it, it would have destroyed me. But if I did not swallow, if I spit it, it will destroy the world. So I just hold it in my throat. Neither I drink it, nor I spit it. He told, that is how one's mind should be. World will give you both good, bad and ugly things, all kinds of things. If you take it personally, you will get destroyed. But if you don't accept it, the world around you gets destroyed. So this negativity is something that is a part of this process of serving the society. You will also get some good days where people will praise you and some bad days when people will blame you. Whatever comes out of it, whether it's Amrita Kalasham, which is the praise from the people when you do good to the world, or the blame when things don't go right in the process of doing good to the world, that is the poison. Both you should accept with equanimity. And when it is poison, you don't have to take it personally and feel bad. Just hold it. Don't swallow it, don't spit it. That is the great lesson of equanimity that Lord Shiva taught me. That yes, take everything in the right spirit. Whatever is your lot, accept it, but don't take it personally, because that would lead to a lot of damage within. At the same time, you cannot reject it, because then it will hurt everybody. So when you do good to the world, both things happen. Amrita will also come, Visha will also come. And whatever is your lot, you should be happy. But there are many who will run behind the Amrita, the good things that come out of doing service, name, fame, recognition, rewards. Very few people are ready to take the brickbats also. Just now, as a part of the Global Leadership Award, our MD and CEO of Axis Bank, Mr. Amitabh Chaudhary, was speaking. And before that, I had a small conversation backstage with him. And I was listening to the ideas of the leadership that he was talking about. It's a great speech. I think it should be a chapter in our management course, at least a strategy paper on leadership. Because a lot of gems were there in that. But of many beautiful things that he said, one thing that I picked up is that courage and conviction to do the right thing. That is about leadership. And he talked about Angela Merkel, the chancellor, the earlier chancellor of Germany, who decided to give refuge to a lot of refugees who were flowing in from the Middle East, Syria and other places where there were wars. And these people, were jumping into lifeboats. They didn't even have a proper ship and anything. And across the Mediterranean Sea, they would come to Greece, to Germany, to everywhere. They were going into the Europe. And most of the countries shut their doors, saying this is going to be trouble for us because naturally you are of another type, another culture, another religion, another thought, and then you are entering a country which is a very different country, and then it is an unnecessary burden on the people of this country when you enter. But then where do they go? When I was in Greece at some point in time, that is the time when all this was going on. And these refugees were living in thousands on the beaches because they would not be allowed inside the city and they can't go back to the sea. So they were all stuck on the beaches. Of course, our organization was doing some help to them, food, medicine, and some tents and beds and things like that. But I saw the plight of these people. And can you believe they did not have any identity documents, passports or visas? They just were escaping their country because they were getting prosecuted there, killed there. So they they would jump in any boat, and there were these people who would promise them a safer land and take them on their boats, and sometimes in mid-sea they would dump them in the waters and loot their whatever belongings they had. All kinds of things happened that time. And not very far ago, 10 years ago all this is. That time Angela Merkel took it upon herself to provide asylum to so many of these displaced refugees. My heart went out for them, but there is little we could do at that time from here. However, she took the decision. She lost the elections. People did not like it because naturally the people who are all about themselves or who are a part of one country, they don't want people from another country, especially from difficult countries from the Middle East. So she lost the elections too. That is what he was telling. Doing good does not mean that you are always going to get a Nobel Prize or a reward for that. People will forget very quickly how good you were to them. And they will blame you only for things that did not go right. That is the Visha of social service. That is the poison that comes out of this Amrut Manthan of social service. And one should have the courage to take both. So that is a great lesson. And I just remembered how Shiva and Dhanvantari and this story of Angela Merkel and the story of the refugees, it so very well matches. Because in today's time, you won't get those pots of elixir or pots of poison. It comes in this form, in terms of how people perceive you, how they treat you, whether nicely or badly, despite whatever good you do. Irrespective of that, keep doing good. That is what Bhagavan used to say. Hear all, say nothing. Give all, take nothing. Bear all, do nothing. Serve all, be nothing. That idea is the idea of service. And when we celebrate people who are such that who have taken it all, borne it all, for the sake of the betterment of the world, like Lord Shiva, and who has Parvati by his side all the time, because Parvati is Shakti. She is the energy that controls all the processes of the body as well, the physiological processes. So they say when Shiva was about to swallow or drink the poison, Parvati puts her hand around Shiva's neck and holds that poison, does not allow it to flow into his stomach, because that would be dangerous. And that's why his throat becomes blue, because whenever you are deoxygenated, like our blue babies who come with heart diseases, because they don't have oxygen, the skin turns blue, so he's called Neela Griva or Neela Kantha. But what does it mean? It's not that Parvati held her with her hand, it's just that she is the power to control everything. So she controlled Shiva's biological functions. She did not allow Shiva to swallow that. That is the story. And the ritual that follows is Shiva becomes so very hot, because that poison is so hot in the sense it creates so much of energy in him, or whatever, the difficulty, restlessness and trouble, that they pour water on him to just cool him down. Like when we have high fever, we do a cold sponge bath or something like that, just to cool our temperature, right? Like that. To cool him, they pour water, and that has become a ritual of Abhishekas that is done even today to the Shivalinga, which is symbolic of Shiva's existence. So that is how these rituals have been designed. But the essence, the spiritual essence is that Shiva offered himself to save the world. That is why he became a god. That is why we worship him. Because he did something which nobody was ready to do. While everybody ran for the Amrita Kalasha from Dhanvantari, nobody wanted to take the poison, but he took it. That is why he is still worshipped as one of the most selfless gods that we know in our list of gods that Indians or Hindus worship. So this is the idea. A lot of good people do a lot of good things. They don't always get praises for that, but they work irrespective, because that is not the reason why they even started doing good, to get praised. They did because it is what they were born to do. It is what was their heart's calling. And such people have to be really worshipped, adored and respected in the society. And a lot of examples he gave, of course everybody has gone through that. I also would like to acknowledge the presence of another humanitarian whom we have been honored to recognize on this stage during this festival, Ms. Varona, who was there, who is helping the women in Namibia to lead a more dignified and respectful life. She counsels them, helps them gain the confidence, and provides opportunities for them to stand on their feet and live a life of dignity. As such, the life is difficult in Africa. The life of women is even more difficult in Africa than that of men, which is the case in most of the world also. Even in sophisticated, educated families, I have seen how women are not treated right or not treated equally. But they keep quiet because they cannot go and say it outside. But there is a lot of domestic violence and abuse that happens, while most of them keep quiet because it is not easy for them to say it out. But it happens everywhere. That's another sad part of it. When we worship Shiva Shakti in the Uma Maheshwara temple, we think that it is the combination of both Uma and Maheshwara. That is, Lord Shiva and Parvati are two aspects of creation, the masculine and the feminine aspect, and they exist together as equals. Nobody is greater and lesser. That is another lesson from the temple that we must remember. We all are made differently. We all have our roles and responsibilities. We must respect that. We don't have to cross line to become others. But at the same time, we must respect the equality that God has created us as. And that equality is a basic human value, fundamental value. That equality is not there in the world today, whether it is between the opportunities given to men and women. So when Legrand was telling that they're feeling so happy that girls are getting the chance, I also feel very happy because they generally don't get all the opportunities. So for me, equality in the world is equal to equal opportunities. I'm not saying just go and donate money to them and make them feel better. No, just give them equal opportunities. What they do with it is their prerogative. If they take the opportunity seriously, work hard, they will come up in life. So whether it's boys or girls, just because you're girls, we don't have to overdo things for you. Just because you're boys, we don't have to beat you down. Just give equal opportunities. Both will thrive. Whatever is in it, they will achieve. So that is the idea of, I believe an equal world is equal to an equal world of equal opportunities. Financially or otherwise, education-wise, socially, spiritually, religiously, in every way, equal opportunities is the world that we are all working towards. And all these little efforts add up at the end of the day. Whatever little we do, whether we do it here or somebody does in Namibia or somebody does elsewhere in the world, all these little things add up to create a better world. So our effort is only to create a better world for everybody, the world that we also belong to. And when there is a better world, we also benefit in the process because we are also living in a better future, better world than what it was. So these are the efforts that this mission is putting, and when we join hands with many like-minded organizations, collaborate with them, it only strengthens our resolve to do more for the people of the world. And I know there is enough in this world, as Mahatma Gandhi says, there is enough for everyone's need, but not for even one person's greed. That is the idea. I was reading about some statistics of Namibia. 70% of the agricultural land, as such it is very little, is held by just 4,000, 5,000 people who are of those other countries who came and occupied this country, where the local Namibians do not own anything, literally nothing, because of the inequality. They only work hard in the mines and for the diamond and oil and all other natural resources, but they don't get fair share of things. That is how it has been. Till 90s it was this way. At least after that some reformation has happened, but before that, till 1990s they lived like that. And even today inequality exists. So my only call to the world is, let us make this world a little more equal by giving equal opportunities. I'm not saying, okay, now we can set right all that wrong that we had done. We can't right the wrongs that we have done. But we can do the right thing now, which is give opportunities. Let Namibian children get equal opportunities for education, employment. That is what Nelson Mandela or others have fought for. Abraham Lincoln, great icons, asking for equal rights. That is a basic fundamental right of everybody. Everybody should get equal opportunities. Based on their abilities, they will do things differently. That's understood. But not even giving them an opportunity to begin with is unfair. That is the kind of world that we want to create. And I hope that such a world will happen sooner than later with all our collective efforts and with the grace of Lord Shiva, Parvati, who are the mother and father for the whole world. For them, every child is their child. That is how we think. Everybody is divine because they are born of divinity, and divinity is the father and mother of all. So everybody deserves equal opportunity, equal rights. That is the idea of a fair world. That is the idea of one world, one family. In some days from now, as the festival will be coming to a close, I would like everybody to remember these values that we have learned, more than what dance who did and what kind of music was good and what food was better. Yes, those are details, but they are only on the surface level. The real depth of this festival comes from us imbibing these very, very valuable lessons, where we commit ourselves to creating a better world by getting inspired through the lives of so many people who are coming and sharing their stories over here. And at the end of it, be grateful for what we have, than go on complaining about what we don't have, how things could have been better for us, how we could have been born in a better situation, could have done things like others. We don't compare that. When we were very young, when we would compare, Amma would say, oh, you ask for shoes, but think of those who don't even have legs. And I would always say, you always think regressively, think progressively. Think about those who have 10 pairs of shoes. Why think of people who don't have legs? Because as children, you compare. But that is childish attitude, it's perfectly understood. But when we mature spiritually, we start counting our blessings. We start thanking God for what we already have, then complaining about what we don't have. So the world is not a fair place. It's not equal. It is not just, I know. But then even in these very difficult circumstances, we can still find a ray of hope in first having gratitude for what we already have, which so many people don't have in this world. We must be grateful for that. And then if we can do something for those who are lesser privileged than us through our efforts, I think we have found fulfillment in life. That is all that we need to do in this world. Rest all will happen. But this is what I expect from those who are a part of this philosophy, this mission of one world, one family to do. First, be grateful for what we already have. Thank God, thank everybody for all that you already have in your life, because many don't even have that. Think of those children who come to these hospitals with holes in their hearts and so many other issues. At least we are not going through that. Think of that little lady from Arunachal Pradesh who was talking about her problems. She had to stay away from her little baby for 3 years just because she had to earn something, coming all the way from Arunachal to Bangalore in a different language setup, in different cultural setup, and just to earn money to get her husband treated and to pay her loans, leaving her baby behind at her village. How painful that life could be. But I'm happy that through this mission they have been able to get back on track and everybody is happy. In some way this has helped. So this is how little good we do every day, it adds up. But be grateful, that is the first lesson we should learn. We already have enough. So many people don't have that also. And then second thing is, if we can do something for those who have less than us, if we can share a little bit of what we already have with them, I think then we have found truly fulfillment and purpose in life. I'm very happy, and I'm also happy about the nutrition department, because it's a very crucial department. See, food is basic, right? If you don't have good food, you don't have good mood. You cannot learn anything, you cannot focus, you cannot concentrate. So many people don't even have proper food and nutrition, but our department does a good job. Very carefully they curate whatever the menu. For different types of patients, there are different needs. Imagine in a house, if 4 people ask for 4 things, You can imagine the mother's plight who is cooking. 3,000 people asking 3,000, not 3,000, at least 300 different things on different days. Because their diseases are like that. They can eat this, they can't eat that. Somebody needs salt, somebody does not. So nutrition department has to plan and then meticulously deliver the same food, the same plate to the same patient. You can't mix up like delivering medicine. So a lot of care has to be taken. So they work quite hard with the help of volunteers and Sevadals. They're able to do a wonderful job. And I do get to taste what they make. Once in a while I keep asking, so they bring what comes for the, what goes to the patients, just to check on quality and things like that. So I do check on that quality as well. And it is quite tasty. It's not, tasty means for a patient it is definitely good enough. But maybe the regular people will find it a little bland or little so on. But generally it is very good quality food because patients are happy. We take feedback from them. They're happy. And their attenders are given whatever they require. And then whoever our staff also are all given prasadam, including the doctors, nurses, all the volunteers. Everybody gets the prasadam every day. So our kitchen team and this nutrition team does a lot of hard work to make sure things keep happening. And imagine all of us, we just wake up, our breakfast is ready. We come back from school, our lunch is ready. We go to play, our snacks are ready. We come back, our dinner is ready. Everything on time, you get it on time. Because somebody works so hard for you behind the scenes. One day our 2-3 boys, they happened to order gobi Manchurian from outside, not the way I asked for the poor girl. She was just so sad because her operation was done without her, I think, permission or whatever. She was upset. So I said, what do you like to eat? So that she said, I want to eat gobi Manchurian. So obviously it was served and everybody got gobi Manchurian because of her that day. But that's that apart. Somebody greedy, desirous of eating something nice told his uncle, when you are coming to meet me, why don't you buy some 2-3 nice items and bring it here? So they brought. And they all happily, I think in the room, 3-4 of them, sat down and had a party without the knowledge of anybody else. But the mistake that they made is that one of them wanted to share the joy of eating the food together and sent a message to another one, but that message came to me. By mistake, he had included me. I saw the message. I said, what is going on here? Who are these? Oh, these people are sitting and having a party. Is it? Who got them all these food from outside? Some uncle was coming, so they asked him, can you bring us some kaju curry and things like that, some cashew curry and some parathas and stuff like that. And imagine by mistake that, look at their fate, poor fellows. Somehow the message came to my phone. I think something they were typing and by mistake my number got it added. And then what will I do after that? So I called up saying what is going on. Then they were mortified. They said, my God, how did he find out? I said, don't worry, it's not my omnipresence and all. It is your foolishness to send it to my phone. And whoever did that, I'm sure they would have given him left, right and center for doing that. But then I told, how could you do this, tell me? I'm trying my best to feed everybody equally, remove all discrimination. Whatever we get, if we get to eat a sweet, everybody eats it that day. If we don't get to eat, nobody eats it that day. If we make a pulao, everybody gets to eat that day. If we don't make one, nobody gets to eat that day. That is the equality. Because people give me ideas, why don't you charge the rich and subsidize the poor? I tell them it's like differentiating between 2 children. I cannot do that. Everybody gets the same treatment. I will try to give as best as possible. But in such a large setup, obviously, even in a home, every day you don't get the same quality, same taste. Depends on so many factors, including the mother's mood. But here, for everybody, consistent food is to be prepared, quality is checked, is to be prepared fresh, no repeats, no recooking, reheating and serving the same thing. Nothing like that. So much of care is being taken. How could you just decide, 4 of you decide to enjoy your life yourself? If you were ordering, you should have ordered for the whole campus. Everybody would have eaten. They were shell-shocked. They didn't have answers for this because I said, you people are going to be my future leaders. If you think selfishly, I get to eat something nice and I don't care about whether other brothers and sisters get it, how are you going to be leaders of this organization? So I was very, very tough with them. So they repented. They said, please tell us what is that we can do. I said, you have to go to the kitchen for the next 1 month. At morning 4:30, kitchen starts. It ends at night 10:30. You have to be there on all the Sundays start for the next 1 month. Every Sunday morning 4:30 you should be there and be there till 10:30, 11 till the kitchen closes. Other days they have to study and things like that. One, two, whatever you have eaten for this party, you have to raise funds by calling up donors, and don't call my devotees and tell them the plight. Call a fresh donor, your classmates, old schoolmates, old acquaintances, uncles, aunts, whomever you want. Call all of them and raise funds to serve the entire ashram that same cashew curry and whatever you have eaten that day. Raise that much fund and learn about how this kitchen works. Where do they get vegetables from? Go to the vegetable market with them. How we negotiate the prices, how much time it takes. Go to the supermarkets from where we buy our grains and other ingredients that we use our other things. And then see what work happens from 4:30, how we clean everything, how workers come, how everything is taken care of, and how on dot meals are served. So I gave them some set of activities which they had to perform over the next 4 weekends or Sundays. That included raising funds. And at the end of that one full month, they should be able to feed the entire campus the same thing that they have eaten with the funds that they have generated by calling their own friends and kith and kin. That was the task I had given. So they spent next, I think, 4 Sundays. They went to the kitchen. They learnt about many things. So one would go on first Sunday to the market with the kitchen team, another would stay back in the kitchen, third would raise the funds, like that. So as a group they did. At the end of this whole exercise, they realized what does it take to even get the money to feed these many people. Their own friends won't send money, even if they call them and tell, please send few thousand rupees, because it won't be costing lakhs. But those, then they realize people don't donate. If you call them, they can be nice to you on the phone, but they don't keep up their commitments. These were the lessons that they learned, that what does it take to feed such a huge number of people every day. Not just the physical effort that goes behind it, the thought that goes into it, the purity of it. And the funds that are spent on this, it doesn't come just like that. This was a great lesson for all these fellows. They learned their lessons. Of course, at the end, we did serve the cashew curry, which they had eaten, to everybody. But with great effort, they realized that even to raise that 2.5 lakh rupees was a Herculean task. People commit, but they don't pay. So then they realize how this whole thing is running like this. Day after day, everybody is served high quality, good quality food on time, without delay. And variety also. It's not that every day you're given the same curd rice and chitrannam, like temples give, right? You go to a temple, every day the same prasadam is given to the devotees. It's not like that. So many varieties, so many types, nutritionally designed. All this does not happen every day. Once they realize this, then they come to a conclusion, then they really have the maturity to understand how this mission works and how many people are behind the scenes working for you, so that you can go on studying smoothly. You don't have to worry about all these other matters. So this was a lesson I taught them because of this. After that, a great transformation took over the whole place. They became very careful in forwarding messages to each other. Jokes apart, they did really become serious about their roles and responsibilities, that this is what it takes. So a lot of people work for you. You stand on many shoulders. That's why I keep telling, be grateful, be grateful, be grateful for whatever you have. You have no idea how it happens also for you. And I don't want to go on harping on this. When you grow up, I will tell you about these things. When you are kids, enjoy your childhood, enjoy your studies, enjoy your sports, enjoy all the learning. You don't bother yourself with how things happen. But don't become ungrateful in the process. Don't take things for granted. Somehow it comes, don't worry, don't care about it. That attitude should never come. Millions go hungry every single day in the world. Millions don't have clean drinking water. Millions of them do not have a family. They are displaced immigrants, or they are refugees, asylum seekers, their parents are dead. So many millions of children go through that every single night. We are not going through that. So we have no reasons to complain. In fact, if you can do a little good to somebody else when we are capable of it, when you grow up, please do. And don't complain about things in life. Always be happy in whatever circumstances God keeps us. That is true spirituality also. Whether you get Amrutam out of Amruta Mantanam or you get Visham. In both situations, learn to be happy. And as I said, neither take it personally and curse yourself and others, nor you reject it, because then others will suffer. Take it and hold it. That is the Shiva's message. And you should live a life of balance and equanimity and inspiration. That is my wish. And I'll come back after a short break for the evening program.
As part of this evening's cultural program, we are delighted to welcome a vibrant ensemble from Namibia, the Namibian Diverse Cultural Group. Representing the diversity of their nation, the group brings together performers from several Namibian ethnicities, Oshivambo, Kavango, Chwana, Nama, and Keprivian, among others. Through their performance, they celebrate unity, diversity, and rhythm that define their culture. Their performance this evening will blend music, dance, and storytelling, sharing songs that honor their motherland, celebrate agricultural life along the Okavango, and offer chants to their ancestors, capturing the heart and spirit of Namibia. Since 2015, the group has performed widely across the country and on international stages, including festivals in China, France, Surajkund in India in 2020, and the Dubai Expo 2022. Introducing the artists, we have Mr. Patrick Kandunda on the Ogamo Yakavango, Mr. Hartley Urea on the Marimba, Ms. Helena Medina, Ms. Ina, Ms. Victoria, and Ms. Theresia on vocals and dance. Please join me in welcoming the Namibian Diverse Cultural Group from Namibia.
Way Namibia way. Way Namibia way. Você para o cama, curima, no cuco
Janani.
We request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem of Namibia, followed by the national anthem of India.